Hi, this is Hsiao-Ching. Welcome to my kitchen. And I thought I would make a recipe for my new book, Feasts of Good Fortune, which I co-wrote with my daughter. And what I'm making is this hot and sour Taiwanese cabbage. It is a dish that is so surprising because it's simple, but there's so many ways that you can make it taste delicious. Now, first of all, I want to talk to you about the cabbage. This is the typical green cabbage that you probably know and have eaten in so many different ways. This is the Taiwanese cabbage. It is flat, very flat, and this is actually a small one comparatively speaking. Often when you go to the Asian market, you'll see piles of these and they're quite large. So I love this because to me it has a slightly sweeter flavor. And I just love stir frying it. It's so easy to make. So the thing you want to do to prep it, see I cut it in half and then quarter it, and there's a core in here that you want to cut out. So just cut that wedge there. Whoops. I missed a spot. All right. And then from here, you can either use your knife and cut it into squares, or what's fun is just tearing the leaves. And when you do this, what you get are these jagged edges that then create great texture and also a lot more nooks and crannies for the sauce to adhere to. So I like to do that. But certainly you can cut it into nice, neat squares if you would like. So I'm going to do a few more of these. And one other tip that you can do, I'm not going to do it today, but if you sprinkle a little bit of salt on it and then give it a nice massage, it also starts to break down the fibers in the cabbage and also starts to season it too. So here I have my cabbage ready to go. The flavorings are pretty straightforward. Key ingredients are garlic, ginger, soy sauce, and then I'm using some chili crisp today to give it a little bit of spice. So what I'm going to do with these, you can certainly crush your garlic with the garlic crusher, but you can also just smash it and then give it a quick chop. You can, have this be fine or chunky style. It's really up to you. I'm going to leave it a little bit chunky today. Not too precise. And the recipe calls for 2 large cloves of garlic, but you can do more or less as you please. Sometimes the garlic cloves are really tiny, and if that's the case, use your best judgment. You might want a few extra cloves. So just like that. Super chunky style. Okay, and then for the ginger, we only need about half a teaspoon or so. And what I want to do is peel it. And you can use a vegetable peeler. You can also use a teaspoon to trim the skin. And what that looks like would be you take the spoon like this and then just kind of scrape off the skin. I am too impatient, so I tend to just use my knife to shave off the outside of this ginger. And sometimes if the ginger has been sitting around a little bit too long, it looks kind of rugged, so you might want to cut a little bit more off there. But from here, the easiest thing to do is if you have a microplane grater, just grate the ginger. And what I love about this is that you get fine bits of ginger, but also just a touch of juice. Okay, you just want to be careful not to grate your fingers while you're at it. Okay, so we've got that ginger. All right, and then the seasonings, we have soy sauce. Let me take a short detour here. You can change up the flavor of this cabbage just by changing the type of ingredients that you use. So, there's lots of different kinds of soy sauce. I love Kimlan. Kimlan's my house soy sauce. This one is a gluten-free version. You can use smoked soy sauce. This is a Japanese style. And then even with the vinegars, you can have Chinese style black vinegar. This one is a Taiwanese black vinegar, Or if you don't have either one of those, just some everyday balsamic works as well. I'm going to use the Taiwanese one. And this one, by the way, you can buy from Mixed Pantry here in Seattle. Love it. Okay. And for chili crisps, same thing. You can keep this mild, or you can add your favorite chili crisp. I'm using today the Kari Kari, also a local brand. And if you look here, it's got all these really wonderful bits and pieces, nuts, all sorts of crunchy bits, garlic, lots of giant pieces of garlic. So really wonderful. All right, we're gonna start cooking. This cannot be easier to come together. So I'm gonna kick off by preheating my wok. And when you have your wok, you wanna make sure that if you don't have a wok and you wanna buy a wok, make sure you buy a carbon steel wok. This is important, a 14-inch carbon steel wok, and have it seasoned nicely. And you'll be able to tell that the wok is preheated when tiny wisps of smoke start to rise from the surface. So I can see that's happening. And then you want just about a teaspoon of oil, not too much. And then, oh, now you can see kind of the smoke is coming up. And the oil will start to shimmer and dance. And what we want to do is we drop the cabbage in and just kind of spread it out. And what I want to do is have it just kind of sear a little bit for a few seconds. Probably about 30 seconds is good or so. And if your wok is, if your heat source is a little bit not as powerful as the one that I have, then you might give it a few extra seconds. But once that starts to sear, you can see it's got these nice charred bits in it. That's flavor. So I'm going to stir that around. Oh, it's already smelling really wonderful. And I'm going to add a splash of soy sauce and then a dash of the Taiwanese black vinegar. I've got my garlic and ginger. And you can add a splash of water in there, like if it sounds like or feels like it's not really, like the sauce isn't coming together, you can add a splash of water in there, and that will help you create a little bit of that sauce. And then at the end, I'm gonna add this chili crisp. Get some nice bits and pieces in there. Ooh, yummy. And seconds, not even a minute, right? It's done, all done. And put this back in this plate. And that, my friends, is a stir-fried Taiwanese cabbage. Really delicious. Enjoy.